in time, I would like to thank everyone who has helped make this meeting all come together, especially the miracle of the meeting without Sean Norda, who is on vacation, bless her heart. So thank you to Bob Warner for setup, greeters were Lynn and Robert Morris, guest table greeters Sean Sennett, otherwise known as Fred, ticket sales, Bob Kaiser, Ed DeMonico, and half a dozen people in this room because of what's going on today. Our photographers, past President Jim Tucker, Strive, thank you, Andrew Earl. Our AE team is David Jones and Larry Goldstein, I think is in training. Shirley Dunn, Tucker Steffington, and Michael Lee, but it is Michael here today. And our Sergeant Arms, thank you to Vera Doe. And team, if you haven't heard of this, so would you make sure that Gretchen takes tickets? Oh, yes. Please, thank you. So, a round of applause, please, acknowledging all of the people that did everything to help us. At this point in time, Bob Warner has an international guest, if you would please introduce him. Yeah.
Yes, it's indeed my pleasure to introduce Kurt from the Netherlands, Belgium. Speaking Flemish, neither one of my languages, German or French.
But that's okay. He speaks good English. Say a few words.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. I'm Gert Laat from the Rotary Club in Mechelen in Belgium, and very thankful that I could join. We are here visiting Las Vegas for a technology event, and I sent an invite and it was kindly accepted that we could today join the team. So we from Belgium to exchange with. It's definitely an honor to be here today. Thank you very much.
And he brought his friend.
Oh.
Would you like to say a couple of words? For exchange.
Thank you, Rotarians. Rotarians from any other club. Hearing none, seeing none. Thank you. All right. Guests of Rotarians, I'm going to say Ted McAdam for the table, but we have Vera to go in that direction. Sarah.
Short and sweet.
Hi, I'm here with Minji again today. Minji has been a guest of our club before, and she also wrote an amazingly beautiful article about our centennial with her Vegas Business Digest. She is with Millennium Commercial, professor at UNLV, helping revitalize Chinatown. I mean, she can do it. So thank you.
Good to see you, Major. Welcome, and your counterpart David with your classes that you both do. So good to see you. Any other guests of Rotarians today? If so, put your hands up so everyone can see. All over there.
Okay, good morning again, or good afternoon. I have Destiny Bradford here. She works with me over in Security 101. Some of you may have seen her before when she first started with us. She was an Amazon driver, and she was the #1 Amazon driver, responsible for getting everything. She was looking for something better to do and bigger, so she joined me at Security 101. She's moving to Antarctica, so nobody can hire her, so don't even think about it.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Any other guests of Rotarians? Moving forward now with guests of the club. Bob, and you've got a guest of the club, and over there you can introduce Mike.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bobby, and I have my friend Mike Ray. Mike and I are in the same G&I group, and Mike is what, your second visit, guest of the club.
Thank you. Welcome. Also, a big shout out to our own little Steve Linder. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. Any other, okay, no other guests of the club, so allow me please to introduce the president's table. Let's go with this one. We have Gretchen Grierson with honor flights. She is brought with her Vietnam veteran Lieutenant Carl Wright. We have with us, when she can sit, it will be Tina Bishop. We do have a former member of ours, longtime member, Ted McAdam, who himself flew over 400 combat missions. Do I have that right? 384. and Jason Frederico. So welcome to all of you. All right, now let's get rolling, rocking and rolling. Okay, Greg, you're back to Greg McGuire for a quick recap, please, of the Aviator Military Game and our June 1 Rotary Park cleanup picnic. Here, that way. Tell that.
All right, it's me again. I might as well just keep the mic all the whole meeting, I guess.
No, we're going to take it away.
Yeah, Aviators ball game. We pulled it off last Saturday night. We were at Aviators with the USO. David, thank you for all the support you guys have given us. Tim Mullins was working over there. Had awesome volunteers out there. I think we had like 6 or 7 from the USO and 8 or 9 from the Las Vegas Rotary. Nikki, Vera, Debbie, Rosalie, Aaron, Leo. This guy can set up a tent like nobody's business, by the way. All right, and it was a super big hit. Almost 100 Air Force members and their families came out. It was a perfect weather. We gave them an envelope with $20 in it. So not only did they get a Jimmy John sandwich and the chips, but then they went inside and they were able to get some other refreshments. So thanks everybody that supported it, and do it again next year.
Real quick, June 1 picnic.
Oh yeah, let's keep going. June 1, the Rotary Park picnic, or Rotary Park cleanup. It's in the wheel. We're looking for volunteers to come out there. It's all the clubs in Las Vegas, so I had a call this morning. We have about 50 people, I think, signed up. So it's going to be, you're not going to be out there all day. Be there by 8:15 is we're going to do a group photo, but starts at 8, so be there at 8. And then come on up, sign up for the green book. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thanks, Greg. Now, if you hang on a second here, I'm going to do real quick our recap from District Assembly. Great turnout, great time. And at the District Assembly each year, we serve level for the end polio. So it is my pleasure to give Katie another certificate to add to her year.
I don't think so. I guess not.
All right, going on next. Let's try Rosalie Hedrick, all the way, I think she's over this. Where are you, Rosalie? Rosalie, VIP.
So I'm not going to go into all the details because it's on the board. You can catch it up there. It's also in the green book. So far we have about 21 people signed up. So we're really excited about this tour. Hopefully y'all can join. The $25 donation goes to the foundation, very important for the club. And we would love to have you there. We're going to have a happy hour thereafter so we can have a little fun. And it's at the Advanced Technical School that's going to be opening soon. So we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosalie. And in the green book, you'll see a parking map, so it'll tell you about Lot A and where we're going to meet. So make sure you see the green book, and if your friends are not passing it around, encourage them to do so.
One map. It's also going out with the weekly announcements that are going out from Sean. So questions.
Thank you, Rosalie. Larry Coleman, how about our Lake Beach cleanup? Real quick recap of the announcement, please.
Yeah, the beach cleanup is coming up pretty quick on June 8th. We are looking forward to doing a quick, good cleanup job and then moving on to a picnic and some fun. We'll have some watercraft there. Try to be there around 7:30. There will be a code to get in, so you don't have to pay the fee to get in. We'll be getting that to you shortly. Other than that, all the paperwork's done and we're ready to go.
Excellent. Thank you, Vera.
7:38
What?
a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah, AM.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. If you could take the microphone to Debbie Howard, please, about the 25 Club graduation and meeting on the 13th.
Good morning, Rotarians. We have a 25 Club graduation and social. It's going to be on June the 13th at the Las Vegas Golf Center right here at 215 and Las Vegas Boulevard. We're going to have a few different appetizers. You'll be able to get your own food and some drinks if you would like to do more than that. We're going to have some golf bays. We're going to do our graduation. I'm hoping to see everyone there so that we can bring these 25 club members into the full Las Vegas Rotary Club in the right way. I look forward to seeing you then. Sign up with the Green Book or on virtual sign up.
Thank you. For those of you that are attending District Conference, the cruise next month,
Please know we are working on getting t-shirts for the cruise. As for the rest of the club members that are not going, we are also working on, it should be having a representative from PDQ here for a meeting so that we will have t-shirts and polo shirts, so you will be able to finally update your swag wardrobe. So all those things will be happening. And to top it off, if you go to past President Katie Crockett, please. Hi, you just saw it go by on the screen, but we're planning Tony's demotion party on June 27th. It'll be at Spanish Trail. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's free for members. Guests and spouses are $50, but it'll be a good time and everybody shows up. Thank you, Katie. Now at this time, I am honored to be a part of a very special presentation. I would like to ask Pete Samolis, Bob Warner, and Jacob, is it pronounced Catino?
Yep.
To please come forward. So tall. Fellow Rotarians and guests, we are in a position here with a very special honor. It's the Tiberti Scholarship. J.A. Tiberti, a 60-year member of the Las Vegas Rotary Club, is most widely known for his general contractor business, J.A. Tiberti Construction. If any of you have been around, pretty much every chain link fence has that little sign on it. He had many titles, served many boards, committees, and professional associations. Known for shaping the Las Vegas landscape, the J.A. Tiberti Construction Company, established in 1950, built 11 hotel casinos, 10 UNLV buildings, 45 Clark County public schools, 35 construction projects in the Las Vegas Valley Water District, and multiple commercial and industrial developments. In 1972, Mr. Tiberti, the namesake for this scholarship, was named Southern Nevada's Engineer of the Year and the most distinguished Nevadan in 1987. He received an honorary doctoral degree from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas in 1989 and was inducted to the Nevada Business Hall of Fame in February 2004. Mr. Tiberti passed away May 3, 2006. Each year, the Las Vegas Rotary Club proudly awards at least one scholarship in honor of J.A. Tiberti's contributions to the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation. Current UNLV freshmen or sophomores who are pursuing a career in architecture or engineering may apply for the scholarship. The student must have a 3.2 or higher cumulative GPA and be enrolled in 15 credits or more. This year, we are awarding 2 scholarships, each in the amount of $3,000. Our second recipient will be joining us next week for this same ceremony. The Tiberti Scholarship Committee, comprised of Bob Werner, Paul Maffey, who is at a graduation for his granddaughter, and Pete Samolis, interviewed and evaluated applicants. And we are so very pleased to announce the recipients of the 2024 Tiberti Memorial Scholarship as Jacob Catino and Dominic Presniak. He will be here next week. With us here today is Jacob. Jacob, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your educational and future plans?
Thank you. Nice to meet all of you. Oh, sorry.
There's a step stool there if you need it.
Maybe not. But I'm Jacob Tito. I'm a current student at UNLV. And,
Your certificate, whoa, it's coming out. Your certificate of the Tiberti Memorial Scholarship. And for those of you that are wondering where is his money comes through the PEF and it will be received by him directly.
Same thing again.
So congratulations to you.
It doesn't like that.
Congratulations to you on a successful career. Thank you. All right, you know what time it is. You know what time it is? It's time. Organize your tickets, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm checking to make sure that it's live and it's working.
Thank you. There's one thing I forgot to do, but organize your tickets, numerical order. You know what? Nobody brought me the container that has the tickets, the cards. Does somebody want to bring me the container with the cards? I'm going to do this real slow then. Just so that you know, I'll vamp for a little bit. Should there be a winner today, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, should there be a winner today in receipt of the money, please know that pursuant to the Internal Revenue Service, your half, what are you doing? Your half will be subject to a 25% withholding. The club will take care of doing the paperwork and giving it to you and so on and so forth. So that's a fair warning. Okie dokie. Now, ready? Tickets. Since there's, I need my educators. Okay, so if I have a blue ticket, do I have to read all the numbers? Okay. All right. Blue ticket. Okay, guys and gals. Blue ticket. Hang on to your seat, please. 1033326. 1033326. All right, Nancy. Keep in mind, Nancy just came back from being over in Switzerland and other places, so I think she needs to pay for her trip.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
All right.
It's yours. Take it home.
Yep. Well, I guess next week somebody wins. What are the odds that she wouldn't get it? That's nuts. So next week somebody wins. They don't even have to pull a card.
Can we see the cards? Are they really joking? Unbelievable.
It's for next weekend.
Fellow Rotarians, next week, you thought we had a lot today. You know that whoever gets the number is going to get it. So if it's 25,000, that's 12.5 less 25%. But come and enjoy yourself.
This is insane.
That's insane. All right, now, hang on. We're almost there. We're almost there. For the Lowry's Bus. I know it's a little anticlimactic. Lowry's Bus. It's a red ticket.
Hey.
Red ticket. Okay, red ticket. 1197055. 1197055. Do I need to read it one more time? Yeah. Okay, 1197055. Okie dokie, so that one goes. Oh, wait. You want me to read it again, Jason? 1197055. Do you have it?
Well, no.
No, okay. Carl or Gretchen?
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's try it again. Another red ticket, gang. All right. 5698 812. 5698 812.
Well.
Come on, one more time.
I have this.
You have it?
I don't know. 5698 812.
8-1.
Okay, Carl, did it.
9, 8.
Go, Carl's going deep.
Over here.
Right here, we got
I
it.
got it.
Blue.
No,
Hold
I
on,
got
hold
it.
on. We have the winner
Tony,
right
I
here.
got it.
Annie, you got it?
Yeah.
You have the 5698 812?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. The Lowry's Bucks goes to Madame Lou.
Merci beaucoup.
The winner.
You won the ticket.
I trust you. Okay, so now one other announcement. Hang tight, hang in with me again. First of all, June 6th is a special meeting for a number of reasons. It's going to be our club assembly. You will be blown away to hear from each of the directors exactly what has been accomplished this Rotary year. It is more than you will ever imagine. Not only that, our own Mateo Suco, who's sitting quietly over at that table, raise your hand. He's going to be giving a presentation of his experience here with us in the United States for the year.
Oh, good.
And a little background on his home in Chile. And so, welcome, Mateo. We are glad to see you. And then he will be embarking for the cross-country train ride of a lifetime with Melody and Paul St. John, who are just crazy people, wonderful people, and the rest of the exchange students. So, glad to see you, Mateo. And with that, we have time for Jason to introduce our speaker for today.
Okay, you didn't ask me about the school, did you? Bob Kaiser, where you at? I was only off by 700,000 members. Thank you for that. Probably the wrong person to do this because I can't not get emotional when I talk about military veterans. And of all the commendation everyone in the room receives, it's a military veteran or the spouse of a military veteran doesn't begin to bestow the amount of praise that you guys should each receive. So thank you very much. I'm going to introduce Gretchen Gerson, Carl Wright. Gretchen, a friend of mine, is a Las Vegas native, Valley High School in UNLV. She's been in private practice as a licensed marriage and family therapist for over 25 years and currently helps in At Realm Mission Recovery High School. Inspired by volunteers and most reliant persons at Candy Striper at Sunrise Hospital, it was her role as a Girl Scout leader that paved the way to learning about and supporting Honor Flight Southern Nevada. In 2020, Gretchen joined the Honor Flight operations teams as volunteer veteran coordinator, and is now the volunteer fundraising coordinator and a member of the social media team. She's been privileged to serve as a guardian on 2 flights and is still an active member of the Raveling team at the airport for each welcome home. If you haven't done that, it's an incredible experience as they come to arrive. Honor Flight Southern Nevada is a 501c3 nonprofit that sends World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments and memorials that were erected in their honor, completely free of charge. It was founded in Dayton, Ohio in 2005. The chapter here was founded in 2013. There are 130 hub cities across the country that fly these veterans to DC to enjoy and experience all that they deserve to see that's been erected in their honor. Also speaking today is Navy Lieutenant Carl Wright, an 81-year-old who is a Vietnam veteran who served his country from 64 to 68 as a naval flight officer, radar intercept officer, and navigator. He flew F-4s in Vietnam in 65 and 66, received 11 air medals, a Navy unit commendation, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal, a National Defense Service Medal, and a Gold Star. Take another few seconds to say I proudly was able to be a guardian to a veteran of World War II, prisoner of war in Würzburg, Germany, in May of 2019, and it was life-changing.
This is crazy.
The great relationship that was formed there. We got Dean Whitaker, who has since passed. This July will be 2 years. One of the best relationships and friendships I've ever had in my life, and I owe that to Honor Flight. I urge all of you that have not been on a flight as a guardian to please consider doing so. It's my esteemed pleasure to announce Gretchen Gerson and Navy Lieutenant Carl Wright. Please give them a round of applause.
Thank you so much. We're gonna, if it's running well.
I got it. I'm not telling you what it's first. Okay.
We're going to show you a video. We had the privilege of having Fox 5 on our last flight. And this is a video, it just really captures the essence of the emotion. So I'm going to let that run, and then I'll join you. Yes.
Flight Southern Nevada is sponsored by America First Credit Union and Southern Nevada Toyota dealers.
It is a huge and life-changing trip for many veterans who've taken it. Some Southern Nevada World War II, Korean, and Vietnam War veterans are in Washington, D.C. to tour their war memorials.
And the group is taking an honor flight today, and Fox 5's Joe Vino is with them. You've been seeing his reports leading up to this trip, and he has a preview of what's ahead.
Honor Flight Southern Nevada will make many stops in the Washington, D.C. area, including the Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
Look forward to seeing the wall. I've seen the mobile wall, but I've never seen the actual wall itself.
We caught up with Vietnam veteran Michael Morgan at a previous pancake breakfast in Henderson. He is going on the trip, but reliving the war may not be easy for him, especially with so many names on the wall. More than 58,000.
A lot of friends. That's the biggest thing. They didn't get a chance to grow up in this world.
I have the deepest love and respect for the military.
Angela Little with the Las Vegas Raiders is also going on the honor flight as part of the team's commitment to veterans. Each veteran will go with a guardian like Little, who will help them navigate their way around D.C.
I'm looking forward to that. That's the deepest honor that a person can have, is to give back what they've given 10 times over.
She and her father both served their country in the military and is honored to be asked to go.
It's pride, it's honor, it's respect. These people put on the uniforms every day to fight for our country.
The group will then return on Sunday, and everyone is welcome to attend the homecoming. Something people like Morgan and other Vietnam veterans didn't quite get during their war. Joe Behill, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And if you want to give the veterans on the honor flight the welcome home they deserve, join us this Sunday at Harry Reid International Airport. It'll be at 4:30 at
It's actually the wrong one, but that one is a good recap of it. Let me share a little bit about Honor Flight and how I got involved before we hear from really who we need to hear from, which is this wonderful man that's standing next to me. See, Jason, it just happens that way. So I'm honored to be here today. Again, my name is Gretchen Gerson. I am a Las Vegas native. I am a UNLV Rebel. Congratulations, sir, and Tucker. Good to see you as well from our Alumni Association and all those Rebels that are hidden in here. I proudly am the daughter-in-law of a Rotarian who's in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. And he's been trying to get me to a Rotary meeting for the past 27 years. So I didn't get to tell him this morning that I'm representing him, so I have his pin on with me here today, and I let him know that. So thank you for all the good work you do. We're aware of it, and I've heard about it for many, many, many years. As Jason mentioned, Honor Flight Southern Nevada, we can show you videos, and I try to capture the essence of the emotion also in these four images that are on the screen. It's really an experience, so I can try to write notes and speak to you from a notepad.
but that doesn't quite capture what this organization does. It's really something like Jason said, you have to experience, and my first, I call it like being hooked in and kind of plucked out like a fish out of water, and I've been a groupie since. Came in 2015 when I took my Girl Scout troop out to that welcome home, because it was one of the things that was on our event list. And I said, God, this is a great idea for these girls to see and meet these veterans and see what we're able to do today because of them. So then we got there. And for those of you who now I know are in this room and are veterans and have not been on a flight, I saw you stand. Pretend like you don't hear me say this next part. The welcome home is pretty much the icing on the cake for this experience that our veterans get to have. They think they've done it all. They think we've pampered them and took care of them for a whole weekend and they're done. They have a pretty emotional experience on the air flight, which I will not talk about because that's top secret. And this welcome home at the airport, they are not expecting. We first greet them when they come off the plane at the gate, where we corral the unsuspecting people who are trying to take off from Vegas to go home. We rally them up, and they are amazing. And so our veterans are first moved by that group, which they don't expect. But then we come into the main terminal. And this is where my Girl Scouts and myself, and as I watch people in the crowd, just really become, like I said, just hooked into the emotion. Because when you watch their faces, it starts with like sheer shock and joy, and then the emotion just takes over. As the video said, right, particularly Carl's service and his generation, we did not treat them well. The Vietnam veterans did not have that experience coming home. They did not wear their uniforms coming home, and on our trip they get to proudly wear their hats and say they're Vietnam veteran, and they are treated like kings and queens. Our Korean War veterans, they have their own title to their war. They also did not experience that. Our World War II is how we got started, and they've probably been the most warmly welcomed, except for probably our gentlemen from Desert Storm during that time as well. But still, most of our World War II didn't talk about that. So it is quite an experience, and I will invite you out as a group. Our next flight is October 18, 19, 20. We come home on the 20th to come out. I'll put Jason in charge of reminding you. This is an extraordinary experience. You will not forget it. And then you get hooked in like us, and you never go back. So that's how I got started. And they couldn't get rid of me. And one of the beautiful pieces of why this started is 2004, the World War II World Memorial went up. Those ladies and gentlemen have been home from the war for 65, 70 years. They were not going to go back to see a memorial at their age. A wonderful PA in Ohio who worked in the VA was talking to his World War II veterans, and one by one he asked them, are you going to go back to see a memorial? And they said, no, too old. No, it's for the young people. No, no one really cares. And he also happened to be a private pilot. So he gathered some of his friends, and they took, I think it was about 15 World War II veterans on their private planes and flew them to their memorial to see their memorial. We actually just celebrated as an organization our 19th birthday. That flight happened 2 days ago, 19 years ago. And from there, it just took off. Like Jason said, we have about 130 hubs across the country. So if you have family members in different states, please check our national site is Honor Flight Network and see if there's a hub near your family member. If they don't, for some crazy reason, like Idaho and Montana don't have an Honor Flight, and you're here, your family member can travel with you. From our World War II generation, as they began to age, we also take our Korean War and our Vietnam veterans that was mentioned, and we don't take any of the younger generations because they don't have a war memorial yet. So the goal is to take these women and men back to the memorials that were erected to honor their service and serve as a tribute to their sacrifices. And many of our veterans may have gone back. Some of our veterans worked in the DC area. And hopefully Carl can kind of speak to it. There is nothing like traveling with 25 or so of your peers to see your memorials. It is a very different experience. So you should have got a sheet. We travel to 8 different memorials We just added the 9/11 Memorial. There's a beautiful story Foxfire ran last Tuesday about that experience for one of our board members who lost 2 of his coworkers on the attacks on 9/11. We take care of them. We go out on a Friday morning. They don't pay for a thing. They try to buy their coffee, we gently slap their hand away. If they try to buy anything, we try to keep them from that. We have dinners. We do a beautiful Saturday, full day experience at all those war memorials. We travel on a bus. Most of the time we have escort from the police service that take us to the memorials. We lay wreaths at Arlington. We lay wreaths at all the World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam memorials. And then we have a big, beautiful banquet that evening to really introduce our veterans. And by that evening, everybody has just kind of come together, right? It's a very different experience. Every veteran goes with a guardian. As Jason mentioned, Mr. Dean Whitaker was one of our World War II veterans, and was another one of those tenants that just kind of sucked their teeth in, and we didn't leave after that. Dean, his flight was sponsored by a civilian, and she's now one of our board members. And then my Girl Scout troop adopted him. So as community, you can find all sorts of ways to become involved. My Girl Scout troop adopted him. We got him a Girl Scout t-shirt. We got him cookies. We took care of him until his passing. He treated us as well. His beer. Want to talk about beer? Okay, quick diversion. So one of my fun things on the side is I have kind of a very creative husband as well. And we're always trying to figure out new ways to promote honor flight because, like this room, there are veterans, hidden among us who don't quietly say very much about their service, or if they do, it's with their own audience. So we have a good friend who's a brewer. And my husband said, you know what, we need some honor flight beer. So, Nevadan Bruin, who is, the brewer is Adam Sagaski. His mom was Dr. Sagaski, Secretary of State for our state. He's a brewer and makes wonderful beer. So we said, well, we've got to make a beer to honor Dean. Now, Dean did not drink, but the moment is there. And so we called it the Navigator. He was a bombardier navigator in World War II. It is only sourced by American products. So we found the only vanilla you can find in the U.S., which is in Hawaii, which is very appropriate for a World War II veteran. And it is a vanilla-flavored pale ale. And so we call that the Navigator. It's only brewed when we have events until Adam has his brew license with Salvo's that hopefully is coming soon. And we also have developed an honor flight special beer that's in honor of our president who likes an American root. We also, though, have a coffee brand that is a fundraiser for our organization. And Dean he didn't drink coffee either. But his story is also featured on one of our coffee brews that I have to reproduce, which was also vanilla flavored coffee. So we find different ways to keep their stories going. Dean has passed. My first World War II veteran that my Girl Scouts adopted, she is still living and just celebrated 100 years of life on May 12th, which was Mother's Day, and it was perfect. And she was honored by the city mayor as this is Gloria Saucier Day, May 12th, so we might mark that date. I think Jason and I can say we've built pretty amazing friendships with a pretty neat group of people in this community. This organization is just incredible. So we don't have a lot of volunteer pieces until you just ask us. And there's sometimes things you're able to do that might just work well with some crazy idea we might have. We weren't trying to brew beer, but it just happened. So then the next event, if we have a little lead time, I can absolutely ask Adam to brew, and we have a kegerator that will travel, and we'll take care of whatever we need to do on that one. Let me think. I think I want to share one story, and then I'm going to turn this over to Carl, just about the extraordinary piece of this program. When we first took flight again after COVID, it was October 2021, we were all allowed to take flight again. We had a Vietnam veteran by the name of Larry Hastings that was one of our veterans. And before we take flight, we do an orientation with all of our veterans and tell them kind of what's going to happen and what they need to pack and blah, blah, blah. Well, Larry showed up with a beautiful array of history, local history, of all our Vietnam veterans that passed due to their service during the war. And I think we had 82 local young men that died. And he had all their histories. And he helped, and he was a part of an RJ report, and he had kept all those papers organized and presented us with a copy. So Larry's pretty special. He lost his brother. Larry's a Rancho grad, his brother, and was at Rancho, and they both served. He lost his brother pretty early in the combat in Vietnam. But he signed up, and he went, and we were fortunate to get to meet him. Fast forward, when we met Larry, he didn't want to go as a veteran. He wanted to go as a guardian. So we had to kind of twist an arm. You have to go as a veteran first, sir. Went as a veteran, and on the next flight, he was a guardian. So we were fortunate on that trip to have Channel 13 with us. And we take about 25 veterans. We try to do that by their age, obviously, or World War II, Korean veterans take priority. And then we go by any other circumstances. When we got their application, if there's a medical condition, etc. Pretty much the last 2 weeks before a flight, we usually have somebody who's having OC. Fell down, has an issue, got sick, of course COVID was still kind of going on, something happened. So the week before Larry's flight as a guardian, we had somebody fall out like the week before. So we went to the emergency list and we added a gentleman by the name of Joe Plank. So great, Larry's on this flight, Joe's on this flight. Joe says to his wife, follow me on these names, honey, Channel 13 is going to be filming. Don't watch any of these broadcasts until I come home so we can watch it together. Of course, she said yes, but she did not listen to it. So, they were doing the reports that day when we were at the Vietnam War. Abel Garcia was our reporter, and he's interviewing Michael Hastings. And Michael talks about the story that I shared with you, that he lost his brother, Kenneth, and all the gentlemen from our local. So Mrs. Plank is watching this and just drops what she had in her hands. Larry's brother was Joe Plank's best friend at Rancho High School. These two men had never met. They did not know each other. And so she just had to say, I'm sorry, right? Ask for forgiveness, permission. And she called her husband and said, you have to find this gentleman on your flight by the name of Larry. That's Michael's little brother. So these two men were able to meet. They're still friends today. Larry's got to see pictures of his brother he had never seen from his high school years because he signed up right at 18, didn't live into 19 very far. And Joe had all this history and story of his brother that he had never heard from his best friend, and that happened on our flight. It's just extraordinary. And we have these moments. We have it on Carl's trip with a gentleman and his son, who really didn't know each other very well, but came to become friends because of this trip. So it is so much more than an honoring of your veterans at the memorials. That's why we go. But what happens after that is incredibly extraordinary. It's just beyond words. So I'm going to put Carl on the spot a little bit because I'm not sure if he was as reluctant as Larry to go, but I think he had a little bit of arm twisting. He's a good friend of one of our board members, and he had heard about our flight party for a while before he came. I'm going to let him share some of his experiences. He was just on our last flight, so you'll see them in some of these videos that are currently on the Fox webpage. I'm going to turn it over to the lieutenant over here, also known as Mr. Wright.
Thank you. I'm Carl Wright. I flew to Vietnam in 65, 66 on the USS Kitty Hawk. And there's probably a pilot over here that had a lot more missions than I did, probably even more qualified than I am. Oh, okay. Can everybody hear me good? Yeah. Okay, sorry. And I'm sure he's got some more stories. I have lots and lots of stories if somebody wants to listen. But I saw years ago, about a year or two ago, on Channel 5, the honor flight with the vets coming back from that. And I told my wife, wow, that's really good. And like she said, I have a good friend that is on the board, and he twisted my arm and told me, says, Carl, you need to apply for honors flight. And so I did, and then didn't hear from them for a while. Well, actually, I didn't hear from them. And then I went to a breakfast that they had, and I asked, I think it was Gretchen, and said, hey, did you guys get my application? Well, they lost it. And so then I had to apply for another one. And but to make a long story short, they picked me. But first off, about a month or so ago, at one of the Raiders games, I was picked by the honors flight to myself and another veteran to go to the Raiders game. And it was when they played the Broncos and actually won. And they gave me a seat, myself, and then I could take the guests. Well, my son, who's also a vet, he was a Marine Corps pilot. He flew in Iraq a number of times. And he said, Dad, I want to come up. He lives in California. So he did. And I had to tell my other friend that he couldn't go. But anyway, and so I had Gretchen and Donna, and they were so sweet and nice and took care of us. And then they had told me that I had been selected for the April flight. Well, I kind of knew what it was about because I saw it on TV. But let me tell you, the expectation, I had no idea how well they treated us. I mean, start to finish, people clapped, honor guards. I didn't even know the TSA had dress uniforms, but they do. And they met us with an honor guard. They gave us 2 lines that was just for us to go through the TSA checkpoint. And in Southwest, had so many seats for us. We got on first and got the first 15, 16 rows. And I mean, everything was organized just beautiful. Well, we got to Baltimore, and I didn't think, well, Southwest, just let you know, they have 2 airplanes that are decked out in red, white, and blue, and we were on one of them. Beautiful airplane. We couldn't see it from where we were. I had to see it on my wife had sent me a picture of it. And then we get off the plane in Baltimore, and from the time we got off to the time we got out of the airport to the bus, people were clapping all the way through the airport. They had, I don't know if it was from Artist Flight or one of the clubs there, one that they met us and they led us out. There's one guy, I think he must have been a sergeant in the Marine or something, but he let people know who we were. But from start to finish, it was well organized. And Saturday was the day we got to see all of the memorials and everything. But the one thing that touched me more than anything was at the World War II memorial. Excuse me. Anyway, we got off the bus, and they had people lined up on the sidewalk. They had a class of 8th graders, both girls and boys, that we walked through. All the girls had roses. And then when we got down into the bottom of the memorial, and the honor guard had finished, the girls came up to each of the veterans and gave us a rose. Not only that, they gave us a letter that they had written about, appreciation of us. But that kind of touched me. I mean, all of it was good, but when we got back home, we had got off the airplane. We had a Marine Corps person that played the bagpipes from the time we got off to the time we got through the security. And then the Metro and the Henderson Police as an honor guard, where they met us and they led us through all of these people that were there. So anyway, just to let you know, it was fantastic. And all of the ones that I saw stand up for the veterans, especially yourself, apply, go on the Honor Flight's website and apply for this. There's nothing else like it. And so I was honored to be chosen. I was honored to be asked to come here, even though it's kind of hard sometimes. It was a fantastic trip, very emotional. So anyway, I would like to turn it back over to Gretchen.
just get to do things. And I just meet the best friends from this organization. I just can't even tell you. The people we work with, I guess I should mention this, we're an all-volunteer organization. We have no paid staff. So everything that happens on these flights is done by people in our community, some veterans, some family members of veterans, and that's how it all happens. I just have great friends who love it. So I think we take questions. Let me also just mention the flyers that went out. There's a QR code if you're good with that, but I'll also do some cards. If you want to contact us, if you want more information about something, happy to answer that. I also have some prizes to give away. I'm going to do that first before you guys ask questions. On your flyer, if you turn it over, if you have a cute little star like this, someone has a little star. Oh, Tucker has a star. Oh, this is perfect. I love it. As he should. Pass that over, you guys decide. I'm going to pass it back to you, whatever questions you have.
Go back there. Vera, where are you? Get yourself ready. Okay, we have time for Q&A. And I am aware that if we have more Q's than we have A's, that both Gretchen and Carl said that they could stay a little. And for beyond that, we have our own guardian. So, you're first up.
Hi, my name is Sean Sennett. I'm the son of a Vietnam veteran. Who did 4 tours in Vietnam. He died with a friendly fire bullet in his leg. And died at 52 from the effects of Agent Orange. And sir, I just want to say thank you for your service and welcome home, brother. God bless you.
Again, thank you for your service and your service. What does it take to become a guardian on this trip? What are the requirements?
So for our guardians, we ask you to be under 72, I believe is the age. Mostly because your job the whole flight is to take care of our veterans, and sometimes that means pushing them in a wheelchair. Even some of our veterans who don't think they need a wheelchair, we're busy on Saturday. So we need somebody who's able to kind of withstand that. The guardians all pay their own way. So guardian, if you're a civilian, it's $1,000. If you're a veteran or active military, there's a reduced rate for you. But again, I can tell you this is another part of my little story, right? I was on the home front this whole time. For my 50th birthday, I said, honey, all I want is to be a guardian. I don't need gifts, we're good. So my 50th birthday, my husband collected 20 of my friends, and each of them donated $50. So my fee was covered when COVID hit. So I had to wait for that trip a little bit, but that's okay. There's so many ways to make that happen, right? We've had one of our veterans who did a group fundraise for himself, and he raised so much, he also sponsored a veteran with those monies. But it's so well worth it, right? It's just the best. So we have you fill out an application. We have a guardian coordinator, so again, feel free to scan that, or I'm happy to talk with you. And you just do an application, and then we let you know when the flight's coming up. And if you're available, we kind of go off of that. For this last flight, Fox 5 had sub-sponsors, so America West Credit, America First Credit Union, Toyota, and then the Raiders supported as well. They brought guardians from their organization, so we have less guardians available, but we'll have guardians available for October. Thank you.
I'd like to say something. At World War II memorial, some lady came up and asked if she could get a picture of myself with her and her daughter. Her father had been in Vietnam, came home, had got ill and died a few years ago. And that really touched me. So just kind of something on.
Thank you both for being here. Wonderful presentation. I saw on your website that you have a special accommodation for perhaps the veteran that either physically or health-wise can't make the trip so that they can have the experience. Would you share a little bit about that?
Yes, so we have a program called Honor Flight Anywhere. And it is actually, you go to the veteran's home. We have a pair of 3D goggles, or the virtual reality goggles, which I thought at first, like, they're not going to like this. It is the best thing to even witness and watch. So we put the 3D or the virtual reality goggles on them, and they experience all the war memorials being narrated to them, not as they would have, but it takes them to where we would have taken them. We do a couple other things at that Honor Flight Anywhere, Everywhere, Honor Flight Everywhere event that I can't share with Carl because it's yet to happen to him. So we make sure that we give them some of the experiences. We have letters for them, that we wrap them in just as much love and care as we can if they're not physically able to travel with us. Thank you for your question. What don't you know, Jason? Let's see.
It's not a question, it's actually a statement that when I was a guardian that touched me, I mean, there were so many things that touched me where you literally, almost in tears, or tears in my case, every turn of the trip. We had a gentleman, I don't recall, were you on that flight? No, right? Okay. So you're going through Arlington National Cemetery, and you've got the motorcade, and you're very stringent around the schedule of what you've got to follow to make sure that everything is hit properly in the amount of time that we have, which is only about 48 hours. So there's a gentleman that's a Korean War veteran, he's got to be about 85, and he asked Belinda to stop the motorcade in the middle of Arlington National Cemetery. Our bus with 60 or 70 people, medical staff and everyone included, guardians and veterans. And he walked out to his grandfather's cemetery who he never met, that died in World War I. And the whole bus was in tears as he came back, and the bus was in tears himself. That was really touching to me that they were able to do that.
Yep, we have that picture. I'm happy to share that one. I have two quick stories. I'll be back. Going back to your comment, sir. I'm a daughter of a veteran. My dad met my mom in Germany. I knew he was in the Army. Did I ever ask my dad much about his service? I did not. I did not. And I am embarrassed to say, it was far into my adult life that I figured, oh my gosh, I need to recognize my dad on Veterans Day. What a dork am I, right? And this began because of this organization that I actively had these conversations with him before I lost him in 2018. He had a very easy ride in Vietnam. He got to go to Germany. So thank you, Europe, for allowing my dad to meet my mom there, but it opened the door to questions I had forgotten that I didn't even know I needed to ask. And I think that's the other experience, I think, for our veterans, that we see the stories that you have thought you've forgotten, or forgotten that you knew, to start happening. And the best thing is to listen to these guys and gals start talking, because it's a whole other language. So in addition to being very emotional, it's also incredibly entertaining, because sometimes we don't know what they're talking about, but they do, and they have a great time doing it.
So at this point in time, first of all, a round of applause. Thank you for what you do. It's very special. We do love our military. We do have one active military, Captain Inga Alquist. She is a drone pilot. So, in appreciation for you taking the time to share with us and to present to us, we would like to give you both our legacy book. It is our centennial. We turned 100 years old last year, so you each get one. And thank you so very much for your time and for being here to share with us. And we also have a Salute to Service Award that represents a donation made in your name to our USO military family support programs. So thank you all for what you do. Oh, it was our pleasure indeed. And for those of you who don't know, Ted McGanum is a true military guy, from beginning to end. He has asked to do something special, so for our military men.
And women, if you have been in the military at any time, please stand. Please stand. Yes, stand. Everybody. All right. The old officer in me is going to give you a command to come to attention, present arms, and then order arms. All right? Attain, put, present arms. Order arms. Be seated.
As we're now getting close to wrapping up, as John Wesley stated, do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. And in keeping with the theme of RI President Gordon McAnally, to create hope in the world, and as American anthropologist Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And with that, my friends, see you next week. Meeting adjourned.
What do you do? I'm just going to pull this off of here because it's easier to see. So go ahead and tap finish.